Hi, my name's Michael Luke Litwik. I'm the writer and director of Molli and Max in the Future. It is a sci-fi romantic comedy that we kind of describe as When Harry Met Sally meets Rick and Morty or Futurama. And it follows the story of two people finding each other and themselves over the course of 12 years, 4 planets, 3 dimensions, and 1 space cult.
My name is Aristotle Athari. I play Max in Molli and Max in the Future. Max is kind of, I feel like he's a very ambitious individual, right? But kind of starts off from zero and is really trying his hardest to get to hero. And I think when he gets to hero, he finds out that, you know, it wasn't so bad to be zero a little bit. And, you know, God, I'm pretty good at synopsising this. So, and along the way, he meets somebody who, you know, essentially, not to be corny about it, but kind of completes him, and they kind of both realize it. One a little bit earlier than the other, but realizes it by the end. And you get to see Max in different phases of his life, which I think are pretty great.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'd been familiar with Zosia's work for years, and you know, she was on Girls, and she was my favorite part of that show. And I had some friends that had worked with her tangentially, and they just had nothing but nice, glowing things to say about her. So, you know, she is somebody that has. She's such a talented actress, and she can do so many different things, but she also really has an inherent personality to her, and she has a point of view, and her comedic timing is just so on point. And you know, I met with her and she just understood the sense of humor and the tone in the script, and she was just down for an adventure. And I think, you know, you want to find those people that are excited to be in your movie and also are just lovely to hang out with, because, you know, we shot on a giant LED stage, and you know, on our first week, it was the hottest week of New York City summer, and there were these giant LED panels, and we were shooting in a spaceship, which was actually a car that was, you know, turned into a spaceship, and they were wearing basically like full ski suit snowsuits that have been turned into space suits, and they're just sweating. You know, they lost a gallon of water each, and we were filling them back up. But yeah, they were sweatsuits, and
really trying to get them to lose weight.
Yes, exactly. And you know, you want to have people that are gonna have a good attitude with that, because that's just kind of an unavoidable part of filmmaking, is that it can be uncomfortable and difficult, and you need to have people that are really supportive and collaborative. And so, you know, that's my first criteria for anybody that I work with, is just finding those people who are down for an adventure and understand the tone and the story. And I met with both Ari and Zosia separately, and when you're designing a rom-com, so much depends upon their chemistry, and you want to find people that kind of are in that Venn diagram where they have enough in common that you think they'll get along, and that they'll, you know, complement each other, but they aren't the exact same person, and that there's enough differences between them that it is complementary and not just a carbon copy. So I had seen all of Ari's stuff online. I'd looked up all of his sketches, looked up his old comedy group, looked up interviews with him, just tried to find as much stuff as I could about him before I even, you know, met with him, and just saw, you know, all the different things that he can do. He can do characters, he can do impressions, he can do improv, you know, and I think as a director, I always try to find people that can improvise. If they have a comedy background, great. If they don't, but like, I think that is something that, especially when you're in such a constructed universe that is sci-fi and otherworldly, like finding people that can ground it and react to things in the moment and find those moments of like very natural connection, and those are some of my favorite moments in the movie, when Ari and Zosia like make each other laugh, and you can just tell that they aren't faking it, because they like spending time with each other. And so I think, you know, just finding nice people was my main priority that knew how to act, and you know, I feel really very lucky that both of them were a part of this film.
Well, I mean, Zosia is very, very easy to work with, because she's just so fucking pleasurable. She's just like such a nice person to be with. It's just like I was waiting for a moment to be like, you know, kind of that moment where you know, somebody's like a little Hollywood, and she's like not like that at all. I think one of my favorite, we shared a lot of photos of our dogs back and forth with each other. We kind of became fast friends before we even met, because we had been talking through Zoom, I don't know, like about a few weeks prior to us actually meeting and starting rehearsals and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I think probably maybe my favorite moment when we were shooting was the tennis scenes, because we were yelling and like do you remember that?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that was pretty fun. I mean, it was all fun. I mean, it was really hard not to have fun. Even the hot times when we were in that LED studio, it was fun. You know, like, because I'd never been in an LED stage in my life, and that was really cool. But yeah. I hope that answers the question. Did I say she was pleasurable? What does that mean? I'm so sorry. That sounds weird. She was a pleasure. My English is not very good for me. So yeah. So my one of my favorite scenes, one of the scenes I'm very grateful for, is the scene where Max is professing his love to Molli, because I feel like I learned so much just from watching Zosia do her reverse on it, or like on her part of the scene with me. I just felt like I grew a lot as a performer as well. I grew a lot as a performer just doing this whole thing to begin with. But yeah, like when you work in comedy, you don't really get an opportunity to do those kinds of scenes. I had done stuff like that, like, in like some plays and stuff when I was younger, but you do comedy for so long, you don't really get that opportunity again. And I was very grateful for that, so that was fun. So I know it's a very emotional thing, like to say that was fun, to really be sad, but it was my favorite. So
it's so hard to like separate what my favorite scene is without thinking about like the challenges of shooting the project of like what scene was the hardest to film and the easiest to film. But I think one of my favorite moments in the movie is just one of the dumbest moments in the movie, which is when Max leaves his father, and I don't know if I want to spoil it here, but there's a couple, I think the first 10 to 12 minutes of the movie is pretty grounded, and I think the movie ramps up its absurdity, and his first interaction with his dad, you realize you're on a roller coaster ride, and you got to either strap in or the movie's not for you.
Those outtakes with Danny were so
and
funny,
working with Danny Burstein, who's like a Broadway legend, and just was so fun. And I wish we could have had like more time and just built out that character even more. But yeah, that was so much fun, and shooting on the LED stage was just so nice because you get to see what's behind you, and I think that helps for everybody involved.
Thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.